man just kindly gave up a seat to a pregnant woman on the bus. But he didn't expect that a few months later, the other party would give birth to 2 children for him. The paternity test results also showed that he was the biological father of the 2 children. But the man had no intersection with this aunt at all, and he refused to admit it. Unexpectedly, when the aunt saw that the man refused to be responsible, she immediately climbed onto the roof of the hospital with her 2 children in her arms, forcing a man to admit that he is the father of the child. Everyone around began to blame the man. Even his girlfriend didn't believe him. His friend even pushed him towards his aunt. In the end, the man died unexpectedly and tragically. But unexpectedly, he opened his eyes again. I actually went back to the day I gave up my seat to my aunt on the bus. He had just come back to his senses. Auntie Kane, with great difficulty like in her previous life, asked him to give up his seat to her. Of course, the man didn't pay attention to her this time and just pretended to be asleep. The passengers in the car saw that he was so indifferent, and they all began to scold him. The men said they could give up their seats to their aunts. Seeing this, the aunt asked the man to help her to the back row. The man still refused indifferently. Unexpectedly, the driver suddenly braked suddenly. The aunt threw herself on the man. Fortunately, at the critical moment, a passenger quickly supported the aunt. At that moment, the man suddenly realized that something was wrong. If you can become the father of the child with just one touch, the aunt could touch his skin directly. He concluded that the aunt must have wanted to take advantage of the fact that he got up to help her sit in his seat. As a result, the man had just figured out the aunt's conspiracy. He was pulled up by an uncle, insist on giving up his position to his aunt. In a critical moment, the man vomited directly. This made the aunt sit in another position. He thought he had escaped a catastrophe. But I saw the aunt suddenly show a sneerish smile. The scheme succeeded. He was so frightened that he immediately got out of the car and ran wildly. Only then did he remember. In the previous life, the aunt not only sat in his seat, I also went to the company, touched his personal belongings. So he rushed to the company immediately. Stuff everything you have in a garbage bag. As a result, the aunt followed again. In order to escape her, the man resigned from his manager on the spot. But the aunt didn't panic at all. Instead, he grabbed the man's hand and shouted, "Husband." Everyone thinks men are crazy. I actually fell in love with such an aunt. Even my friends feel that. Men quit their jobs to avoid responsibility. The man suddenly remembered that his friends in his previous life also slandered him like this. He concluded that this matter was inseparable from his friend. But I didn't expect my aunt's stomach to hurt suddenly. After being sent to the hospital, the aunt gave birth to the child. Everyone found that the baby's facial features were exactly the same as those of men. The girlfriend slapped the man on the spot. Then they broke up immediately. She also admitted in public that her friend was her real boyfriend. In order to prove his innocence, the man immediately tore off a hair, asked the nurse to do a paternity test for him and the children. "My friend wants to follow me." The man hurriedly stopped him, warning everyone, before the paternity test came out, no one is allowed to leave. The results came out quickly, but this time the results still made the man stunned on the spot. He became the child's father again. He obviously didn't do anything, but it still can't escape this result. The aunt showed a strange smile behind her. His girlfriend slapped him again. He desperately tried to explain, but I saw my aunt suddenly sit up from the bed, gently take his hand. The angry man directly pushed her to the ground. The aunt immediately pretended to be pitiful. My girlfriend hurriedly helped her and scolded the man for being rude. Friends also insulted him. The man couldn't help but punch his friend, because his friend has been framing him. My friend said that the paternity test has come out. Men just don't want to take responsibility. The boss also threatened to fire him. My girlfriend was so angry that she turned around and left. Men want to chase, but he was stopped by his friend. A friend asked him to take good care of the child. He took care of his girlfriend. The man was angry and wanted to rush over, but he was dragged by his aunt. He said he was hungry and asked him to invite him to dinner. The man said he had resigned. There is no money to support her and her children. He was sure that his aunt was pestering him for money. Now that she has no money, she will definitely leave. Unexpectedly, the boss said, as long as a man is willing to marry an aunt, he can go back to the company and continue to work. The next second, the man took out something that shocked everyone.